Oh, oh, didn't see you there. I'm Coach Beefy. Just kidding. Totally knew you guys were here. I'm here today to talk to you about women being strong and bulking. So, women versus bulking, myths and facts. Let's get into one of my favorite subjects. So, as a woman who wants to be a big brick house, I mean, I could be the Kool-Aid man just breaking through a wall. And I get, being in a place like Oxford, we are actually about 80% women and 20% men. And I love that. And those men are with pretty much the women that are here at the gym, or they're friendly men. You know what I mean? So, anyway, our people, EAV's motto: if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Oh, hi, Savannah. I'm so happy you're tuned in. Um, I get it all the time. Women come into the gym, they've either never worked out before, they're nervous, they're unsure, maybe they worked out in the past. One of my favorite things is they say, well, I don't want to get too bulky. Stop right there. And a lot of times they'll say, oh, no offense. My nickname is Beefy, but not only do I love beef, but I'm trying to be, trying to be big. But as a woman, between societal standards, what we've been taught, how we grew up, I was actually talking with someone yesterday about, what up, Carlos? About America's Next Top Model. And if you remember watching that show, the girls would walk in their swimsuits, be evaluated. And I mean, you were either skinny or plus size. And to think about it now, the women that were plus sizes were only a size 6 and 8. And I mean, your girl sits at a smooth 10 over here. And it's just crazy to think how body image has changed. I mean, what was it last year? It was brought up again, was the heroin chic, slim neck, no shoulders, small arms. Then butts are popular, fake boobs are popular. And it's kind of like, where do you fit into this just grand scheme of body images? And so you want to work out, you want to be healthy, healthy for your kids, healthy for your future. And there's so many different types of working out and fitness. It's like, where do you start? So I'm here to debunk some myths. I'm here to spit the truth and talk about what I preach every single day to the women that walk into this gym. So number one, let's get into it. Muscle growth differences. So men and women, of course, we're different. We're evolutionarily and genetically predisposed as women to store fat. Our estrogen, our progesterone, we have 15 to 20 times less testosterone than men. Now, how do I know this? I've actually been on hormone therapy. I was on bioidentical hormone therapy after I was sick a few years ago, and I took testosterone. So as a woman, your bioavailable amount of testosterone just for day-to-day use for hormonal balance honestly should be, as an athletic woman, anywhere from 60 to 80. And then if that's not, you're not trying to be too athletic, but still having balanced hormones, you should be from 40 to 60. The last time I got tested, I had 7, which is wild. It's crazy to think about. And men come in around 700 to 1200. Normally around 500 to 900 is the normal range. So, when you think about it, us as women, we can't do what men do. We can't go out here and just do push-ups and sit-ups and go run and we then have 6-packs and we look jacked. No, we have to be methodical. We have to have intention, the way we eat, the way we work out. And it's not just a one size fits all. But when it comes to muscle growth and having the bit of testosterone that we do have, our muscles grow slower. So whenever someone says, oh, well, I bulk up really fast. Well, let me bring us to point number 2. Your body comp. So when you start to see changes, especially as a new athlete, say you've never worked out before, say it's been a while, you've gained a lot of weight, you tend to start shedding weight and you're like, oh, I'm getting bulky. Actually, that's water retention. So that water retention in our muscles makes us look bulky, which is what creatine does. And that is always a supplement I do advise women to take. But that bit of water retention then makes you feel like, your muscles look a little bigger, you look bulky, when in reality, your body's just making changes, right? You want to slim down, you want to be lean. And that's where we come into another issue that I see pictures. Women will come in, show me like, I want to look like this, hold up their phone. It's an Instagram or TikTok model. And I mean, the woman looks great that they're showing me. But when I tell them that, that woman is definitely eating her body weight in protein. So she's for sure eating over 2,000 calories a day. And she's working out and lifting weights. Being lean isn't being skinny. Being lean is being strong and having muscle mass that shows while losing fat. So the misconception that we have about what being skinny and being lean looks like is just so skewed, right? So we're looking at one, our muscle growth. Our muscles, like I said, grow very slow. So we want to look lean. How do we grow our muscles? We lift weights. Now, to lift weights, you have to know exactly what to do. I mean, sure, there's AI, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's all types of just, fitness platforms, whether it's men, women giving advice, telling you what to eat, what not to eat. And I mean, I think it can be pretty confusing. I've definitely been someone who's previous this, before I started studying nutrition, before I was in the gym, I would be so convinced by someone who I wanted to look like that if that's what they're doing, I need to be doing that too. But where all of this comes back into play is now you're finding out what fitness works for you and then what nutrition works for you. So once again, now we get into my third point, and that is eating for your body type and your hormones. So say you start working out. In the first couple months, you start to see really good results. We work off here at Oxfit, we work on an 8-week cycle. We start every week with baseline week, and then we capitalize on everything that we're doing. And then we move at the end of the 8 weeks into retest week. And it's so incredible to see the results that people make, male or female, but getting to watch the women feel strong and feel good in their bodies, because it's not necessarily about being the skinniest and having abs. It's about you're a mom and you have a carrier in one hand, a toddler in the other, and somehow you have groceries hanging from the arm the carrier is in. Us as women, we underestimate our strength so much, right? And you don't realize how truly strong you are until you come in here for baseline week. You bench press maybe just the empty barbell, and then 8 weeks from now, you're bench pressing 75 pounds. So it's like, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but that's such an incredible feat as a woman to gain that much strength over such a short period of time. I'll talk about myself for a second. I joined this gym. I started working out back in 2021, and I was 115 pounds wet, probably. I had been sick. I'd had 2 surgeries. I couldn't squat the barbell. I really couldn't even do an air squat. So I was just basically starting from scratch. And I was able to join this community, join this team, and realize what I was capable of in my own strength. And I realized then that I wanted to be able to deadlift daddies. And so now that I'm working out this much, well, now I need to supplement by eating more. And Savannah, girl, look at you coming in right on cue with that. She said it, more muscle equals more calories burned at rest, more food I can eat. And we sure do love to eat. Now, on my journey, realizing that I wanted to be this beast, I couldn't just eat 1,600 calories or 1,500 calories and not eat enough. I spent the last 3.5 years now eating 3,000 to 3,500 calories. Before my surgery, I was at times 165 to 185, and I look completely different than I do right now. And I sit at 170 pounds. So being able to work out and eat. Now, it's not about, oh, I worked out, I'm going to go eat this or eat whatever I want. It's about being intentional in the gym, being intentional in the kitchen. And so when you do come into the gym, you're like, well, I want to be strong. Well, what's your nutrition like? Are you eating enough protein to provide that growth for your muscles, let alone for your hormones? You start working out as well, you've got some more testosterone going, your estrogen, a little bit more cortisol in the body as well if you're doing something more high intensity. So now your body's making some changes and we need to adapt to those changes. And so with fitness mixed with nutrition, and that's something that being here at OxFit, especially in our one-on-one program, you get to work with myself, Savannah, Lauren, look at them right back here. Look how cute they are. Hey, girls. And especially for the men, you figuring out what works perfectly for your body is the key. All right. I might eat every day red meat, almost every single meal, steak, beef, wagyu, whatever. But these two cuties back here, they don't do that because they have found what works for them. I eat high protein, high fat. Savannah thrives on high protein, high carb, low fat. And I know that because I've been her coach. So how do you figure that out? Well, how can you figure that out with all the misinformation going around? That's what's so crazy. So between, all right, you're coming in, you want to work out, you don't want to get bulky. All right, great. Come in. Let's work out. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be deadlifting 300 pounds. But it's not even the fact that, okay, you think that if you lift heavy, you're going to get bigger. If you do less weight and more reps, you're going to be skinnier. It's a combination of everything that we do. We do it together as a team. My team and I, we all hold each other accountable to what we're doing in our fitness and in our nutrition. But then also we hold our athletes accountable as well. You can come to class, and there are several things that are great about coming to a class at OxFit. But some of the best things about coming to class at OxFit is that not only do you learn how to lift weights properly, you then start to learn more about your body, feel better in your body, confident, safe in your body. And then you also get to learn about nutrition. And that's not even sometimes working one-on-one. You know, you might have a coach, especially like myself, who after class, I'm going to tell you what you should eat, what you should drink, right? Because it's about functional strength, right? And we get caught up then again, as a woman, especially in fad diets, fad workouts. I actually saw a workout and I do really want to try it. I know I'm getting off topic here, but you strap yourself into a harness and you bungee jump around a room and kind of fly like Peter Pan. And honestly, I think I want to do that at least once or twice. So I'm going to see Savannah. What do you think? Savannah, are you in? Type into the chat if you're in. But fad diets, fad fitness. And it's just so much information at you all the time, right? And all you're thinking about is, I want to look like this Instagram model and I don't want to get bulky, when in reality, it's just about being healthy. And it's like, why should women lift weights? And that's another question I get. So they don't want to be bulky and they're like, well, tell me more about OxFit. And I've never lifted weights before. That's okay. Everything that we do here at OxFit, and I can't preach this enough, is super approachable, modifiable. Oh, girl, stop. I know you've been wanting to do that bungee jump class. Okay, we're going to find one. We're going to do one. That makes me excited. That's why she's my best friend. So, they're like, well, I've only done Pilates before, or I usually just run. And running is great. I'm trying to get better at running. And I know people who have lost weight with running. But once again, running is another type of fitness that you need leg strength. Where do you get leg strength? You come to the gym. I know I'm just so excited right now to be talking about all of this, and I'm just like overstimulated. But back to what I said is, why do women need to lift weights, right? So women need to lift weights for hormonal health. It helps to balance our hormones. If you're doing too much cardio all the time, not eating correctly, you're not lifting any weights at all, we're putting some stress on the body, some oxidative stress, right? So we want to lift weights to keep that bone density, help with joints, and keep our body strong for the future. I want to be able to stand up and sit down with any assistance when I'm in my 80s and 90s. I want to have a six pack, okay? Because it is possible. I've seen it. There's this one bodybuilder. She's like in her late 70s. I think her name is Betsy. And she's still competing in weightlifting competitions in her 70s. It's not possible. And so then it comes to, well, don't want to get bulky. I've never lifted weights before. And then it comes down to, well, I don't think that I have the time. Really, what you're telling me is that you don't have the ability or the desire to prioritize you, your future, your health, being able to be on the floor and play with your kids, pick them up, put them down, and your grandkids in the future as well. We live, of course, like I said, in this society where women are meant to be small, take up less space. They're just supposed to be mothers. They, shouldn't be strong. But it's like, no, be strong, take up space. Let's build muscle. Let's get strong, because my goals are different from their goals. My goals are different from Izzy. I see you online, girl. Thanks for tuning in. From Izzy's goals. But that doesn't mean that we can't all be here together in class at Oxfit, working out and getting strong together. And that's what's great about our workouts and our programming as well. Our head coach, Savannah, she programs these workouts very intentionally. Every 8 weeks, everything is super intentional. And like I said, everything is modifiable. So it doesn't matter if you've never worked out before, if you're pregnant, if you just had a baby and you're coming back to working out, or you have a goal of some kind of triathlon, a marathon, just to be strong in general. It doesn't matter, because all these workouts can be tailored. That's why there's levels to fit you. And then once we find what fits you workout wise, then let's work together and find out what fits nutritionally for you, because then we can maximize all the effort you're putting in, because there is no point in coming to the gym 2 to 3 days a week and working that hard and then going home and treating your body like crap. You don't sleep, you eat like crap, not saying it's bad, but you drink all the time. There are so many different factors that affect our hormones. So then say you're someone who does want to bulk. I had this conversation with an athlete today. She's wondering why she's not gaining more muscle mass, and she's super lean, super fit. And we talked about, okay, well, maybe it is your hormones. And so her muscle growth is probably going to be affected if she has a hormonal imbalance. Then you look into it, your sleep is going to be affected with hormonal imbalance. How you process food, how you store fat, how you burn fat. You need to be eating to be able to have proper body function and to have the results that you're looking for. I'm going to go off course a little bit talking about bulking and talk really quick about nutrition for women. When it comes to nutrition for women, especially, we need to be eating our body weight in protein. And I know that sounds scary, and I know that sounds crazy, right? Because you're like, oh my God, I weigh 145 pounds. How am I expected to eat 145 grams of protein if you're eating, 1 gram per body weight? But once you realize actually how simple it is, because you work with us one-on-one, or maybe you do a little bit more homework and you're like, oh, okay, you get to know food, you track food. It doesn't have to be something that's forever. And of course, nutrition isn't about restriction, it's about flexibility to create sustainability. But the reason you need to be eating enough protein, so 0.8 to 1 gram per body weight, per pound of body weight, is because what you eat then goes to support your body. So if I'm eating enough protein, so if I'm eating 170 grams of protein, which I eat 200 plus grams of protein, but if I'm eating just enough, I'm able to support my heart, my brain, the fat around my organs, my body functions, and I'm also then able to support my thyroid and my hormones. And all of that together is going to be working so well that, okay, now I'm going to be burning fat. Body at rest, I can burn more, eat more, work out more, recover better if you're eating enough protein. And then if your goal is to get bigger muscles, so maybe you're like, I want a six pack, or I want big shoulders or biceps, or I want big legs, you want to grow a booty. Well, now we're going to dive into the realm of eating even more than just your body weight. Now we're eating a lot of carbs. We're eating even more fat as well. And when you do that, now your body's able to work the right way. Because if you're not, which is very typical, think about a typical day of your eating. You wake up, you drink coffee, you skip breakfast. You don't eat until noon. And at noon, maybe you have a sandwich, or maybe you eat a salad with a chicken breast on it. Okay, that's going to be about 23 grams of protein. Cool. Then maybe later you have another snack, chips, whatever. And then for dinner, you have, let's say, like a cheeseburger or a burger. Okay, now you're at about 40, 60 grams of protein for the whole day. Where do you think that protein's going to go? It's not going to go to the muscles that you're trying to build, and it's not going to go to muscle recovery after the workout that you probably did earlier in the day. It's going to go to supporting the body functions that are necessary for your body to work correctly. So then once it goes to all your organs, your heart, your brain, your liver, everything else that needs it, well, guess what's secondary? Your hormones. So now your hormones are off, your testosterone's low, your estrogen is double, your progesterone is all over the place. So now you're having periods with the worst symptoms, right? You're sweating when you sleep. You think maybe you're hitting perimenopause, but you're in your late 30s and that shouldn't be happening yet. And you're just so confused as, what are you supposed to do? So then you go to the doctor. The doctor then just prescribes you medicine, not actually fixing the root cause. And so it just becomes this vicious cycle of not eating enough, your body not performing correctly, and then you just not doing anything about it, really just masking it with some type of medication, or just not doing anything about it, right? So you've stepped into this space. You want to get strong. And don't worry, we're not going to get bulky, like I said. And not that I take offense to when someone says, I don't want to be bulky, or I don't want to be as big as you, honey. I wish you could put in the dedication, the time, the training, the eating. There are some days I am tired of chewing. Okay, I am tired of eating. I was just complaining to my husband the other day. I was like, why do I have goals? Why do I have these insane goals of competing and aesthetic goals and just wanting to, live a life of being strong and healthy? And I'm just banging my head against the wall while I'm in the kitchen meal prepping. Even though I love to cook, I'm just like, man, I would love to just be sitting around, but that's not me. It does take a certain type of person to build those habits, create those routines to achieve the results they want. Now, hear me out. I know this is going to sound crazy, but a lot of women, and don't come for me, maybe come for me, that's fine, but you'll give a situationship or a man months to change and give him chances and literally waste your time for a year with some person, but you're not willing to stick with a program for more than 8 weeks to actually start seeing some results, because you'll get on a diet or you'll start working out. And the minute that you don't see results coming in as fast as you want them to, well, you're like, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to give up. But you're willing to continuously give someone a chance to waste your time and convince yourself that they're going to change, but you won't do something for you. You won't prioritize you. Now, I know I got a little off topic with that. That's okay. It's my live stream. I'm going to do what I want to. But give yourself a chance. Give yourself the ability to come into the gym, get into a great fitness routine. We have 2 locations. We have one here in East Atlanta and we have one in Grant Park. All right. You can come. We have 6 classes at each one a day. We have classes on Saturday. Come to the gym 3 times a week just to start. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Eat clean. I'm not even asking you to cut out all this extra stuff. I'm not asking you to eat a certain way. Just eat clean. Eat clean. You can still enjoy yourself. You can still go out to eat. You can eat clean. Eat clean. Come to the gym 3 times a week. Go to bed before 9 p.m. Take your vitamins. Love yourself. And in 8 weeks, those changes that you are wanting to see are going to be visible. Right? So don't worry about bulking. Genetically, it's just not going to happen for you. All right? You're going to have a harder time losing that pooch in front. Why? That's where we're storing fat. We have all this padding around our uterus because we are genetically predisposed for procreation. So we're going to store fat so much easier than men. All right? And we're not going to lose it as easy as men. All right. So don't worry about getting too big too fast. Come and give us a chance to help you get to the body that you've always wanted. And sometimes women come in and they start getting strong and it's like this light switch changes and they're like, yeah, I want to see my biceps. I want big legs. I want a big booty. Well, guess what? Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Come to class. Let's work together. Let's get you to your goals. And the last thing that you need to worry about is looking a certain way, because the way you want to look is easier to get there than you think. It's much harder to bulk than it is to lose weight. Me, genetically, I'm usually a lot smaller. Like I said, I've spent years eating so much and stuffing myself in the beginning, not anymore, to get to the point where I'm not even there yet. I'm still working and I'm still having to figure out what works for me. That's why I have a coach. All right. My coach helps me get to where I need to be, because you can't do it alone. And speaking of not doing it alone, we touched on this briefly as well, especially if you're someone with kids, with a partner. Doing something together also makes results come so much faster, because when you do things together, you feel good together. You're, feeling inspired and invigorated, and you're ready to come to the gym. You're being more active outside of the gym as well. You meal prep together. You create even a deeper bond. Even with your kids, we have teams. We have Mommy and Me. People bring their kids to the gym all the time. They see their parents working out, and now it's a family thing. Myself, my husband, and my kids, we work out on the weekends together, and they love it. So who's to say that maybe right now you might be, if you are in a relationship or you have a partner, you're married, whatever it is, that you are doing it alone. But even if you're alone, you're not alone, because you're part of the Oxfit family and the Oxfit community, right? So come to the gym. Don't worry about getting bulky. Eat. Stop not eating. I cannot stress this enough. You need to eat enough to support your body, your hormones. And if you're coming to the gym and you're feeling tired, you feel off, you don't recover as well, you're always sore, well, guess what? You're not eating enough. You're not drinking enough water. So how do you expect to actually see the results that you want to see in the gym. You need to be eating protein and fat to burn fat, which you think it's contradictory, but it's not. But how are you supposed to know that? Because you're too busy watching TikTok and Instagram and watching someone make healthy McChicken recipes instead of actually knowing what it is that you need to eat for you. Because like I said, fitness and nutrition is personalized for every body. All right. So don't think that just because it worked for Joe Schmo online that it's going to work for you. There comes a point where you need more guidance and more knowledge and support to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Right? So I was going into this thinking that I was going to talk even more about bulking, but it really came down to what I think is women's health and fitness and nutrition. So I want to just go over the key points on really what I talked about, just touch on those really quick. Number one, don't worry about bulking, eat and work out and sleep. Those three, honestly, all of that, they go hand in hand with each other. Eating enough, sleeping enough, and working out to support your body the right way. All right. Number two, your hormones. You might think it's just, oh, I have PMDD or it's just my period. I'm going to tell you right now, being super happy and mad and feeling full of rage around your period, that's not normal. That's not normal. So if you're not eating enough and you're not getting enough sleep, that's why that was my first point, because it carries into this next one. Your hormones are going to be off. And so then that means you're not going to gain the muscle that you want. You're not going to look lean because, like I said, lean is losing fat and building muscle. You're not going to look lean or have that body type that you saw online if you're not supporting your hormones by eating enough and actually working out, right? So we're eating enough, sleeping enough, right? And we're working out. We're taking care of our hormones. And last but not least, we're not giving into society's restrictions and what everybody thinks a body should look like. If I'm too muscular, I look like a man. If I'm too skinny, excuse my language, I'll look like a crackhead. That's what I was called when I first started the gym, jokingly. But stop thinking that you have to fit a certain image that you see, because your body is different. My body is different. Their bodies are different. Okay. Lauren over here has shoulders. She could look at a weight and her shoulders grow double in size. Savannah's legs, them things, bite that quad like a chicken wing. Them things stick out so far to the side. Everybody's bodies are different. So stop treating yourself like you're just like everybody else. So the key here is to figure out what works for you, work out, basically come to OxFit, join this amazing community of strong women that we have here, strong women coaches. We are predominantly women coach led as well. And come and see what it means to actually be strong, to pick up that bag of dog food off the floor, to bend down without hurting your back, for your knees to stop hurting, for your back to stop hurting. Because fitness is more than just looking good. Fitness is about longevity. Fitness is about taking care of our bodies. And us as women, we need fitness. All right, look, there's going to be a link in the bottom for you to click. It emails me to sign up. You can work with one of us 3 women coaches. Let's see how cute we are back there. One of us women coaches to finally figure out what it is that your body needs and what works for you. Because time is going to continue to pass. If you don't start now, honestly, you're just never going to start. Stop making excuses. Stop trying to be comfortable all the time, because fitness and nutrition and changing your life, not even just in, fitness wise, is about being uncomfortable. Growing and changing is uncomfortable. So come and do it with a group of people, especially women who are supportive and caring and loving. We have an 8:15 moms class. You don't have to be a mom to come, but it is a women's class. Come to 8:15 Grant Park EAV. I'm telling you, you will not regret forgetting about worrying about the worries that you have about being big and bulky and looking like a man, because I can promise you those super feminine women that you see on social media, girl, they lift in those weights. All right. So click the link, hit me up on Instagram, email me, email Savannah, email Lauren. Today is the day. All right. If you already come to the gym, come talk to me. Let's set up a time to chat about what you're doing, what results you're trying to see. Stop wasting time. It's either now or never. Sometimes I'm proven wrong. Sometimes people come around eventually and they make those changes. But being strong and confident in your body is a million times better than feeling insecure. Hey, look at Ayana. Ayana, girl. Yes, it's the best thing I've done for myself. Look, let me tell you about Ayana real quick. She came in, we were talking about it yesterday. She couldn't even jump rope. Twisting her ankles everywhere. Just couldn't do it. Now she's doing double unders. She deadlifts over 300 pounds. You want to talk about deadlifting daddies? She be deadlifting daddies all day. All right. I'm telling you, increase your confidence, love yourself even more. Just love the body that you're in, whatever that looks like in the gym or out. Just love yourself, love your body, and come and treat your body like it should be treated. Prioritize you. I'm telling you, come to Oxfit, change your life forever. Oh, look, I'm going to keep talking. I got to stop. I'm already past the time. But look, come talk to me. I would love to talk to you. All my ladies here at the gym. Guys, I work with them too. But today, this was about the ladies. You did trip over your rope every time. I love that. But look, come to Oxfit. I'm telling you, best decision you can make. Let's go.